Hello world. Inside Christie's failed campaign. CNN right parenthesis New Jersey Governor Christie poured everything he had into New Hampshire, clawing his way up the polls in a crowded field and Donald Trump dominated year while tainted by scandal back home, and Marco Rubio threatened to take it all away. In the last few weeks before Tuesday's primary, and under fire from Rubio and his super PACs, Christie became preoccupied with the Florida senator. Christie's criticism of the candidate grew increasingly sharp behind closed doors, according to people familiar with the conversations. He would see a Rubio interview or read a story featuring Rubio and complain to staff or supporters that he simply did not see the appeal. He listened to Rubio provide canned quotes in each debate and, when attacked, refused to look Christie in the eye during his response. Christie told people, it was a sign of weakness and a sign of a weak candidate in his view. How the outsiders won and the insiders crumbled by Saturday night in Goffstown, New Hampshire, after Rubio's surprising third-place finish in Iowa. Everyone knew what was coming, Rubio included. Marco, the thing is this, Christie said at the ABC debate at Street Anselm's College. When you're president of the United States, when you're a governor of a state, the memorized 30-second speech where you talk about how great America is at the end of it doesn't solve one problem for one person. Asked the next day how Rubio could miss what was coming, Christie resorted to the great political philosopher Mike Tyson, the famous former world heavyweight boxing champion. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, Christie told reporters. Christie, after all, had been getting punched in the face for 2 years. He could not take credit for wounding a candidate he and his team viewed as unprepared for the job. But that would be the extent of his accomplishments in New Hampshire. Tuesday night, he received his own knockout blow, finishing 6th in New Hampshire. Wednesday, he threw in the towel. I ran for president to say that the government needs to once again work for the people, not the people work for the government. And while running for president I tried to reinforce what I have always believed, that speaking your mind matters, that experience matters, that competence matters, and that it will always matter in leading our nation, Christie wrote in a Facebook post. That message was heard by and stood for by a lot of people, but just not enough, and that's okay. The story of Christie's rise and fall in the state where he pinned all of his hopes is based on interviews with more than a dozen of his advisors, donors, fundraisers, supporters, and rival campaign aides. In the end, Christie could not get past both his own personal baggage and his status as another governor of a moderate or blue state selling his personal appeal during a general election campaign to a Republican base clearly looking for new blood. Carly Fiore Mine's presidential bid.